We are live. Yes, we are. Hello, 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 everybody out there in the world. We are streaming. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter. We are on YouTube. We're everywhere. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm buzzing. Kitty, are you buzzing?
I'm. I really worked on grounding today because I did start this morning off with this. When I did my morning, my daily reel about the astrology, I truly was buzzing. My heart was racing. I could just feel that energy. Um, and it was like, okay, we're going to ground here. We're going to put it out in that manner. And, um, and I've made sure today if an emotion comes up, I kind of exaggerate it so I can release it, you know, um, release it for either transmutation or to amplify it. One of the two.
Yes. So. And I love the fact that you and I are wearing blue. Now, before I came on today,
astrological blues.
Yes. Oh, yes. Very nice. Mm-hmm. And before I came on today, I was actually wearing red. But I'm like, you know what? I think I need to put on a different color for today. So
red would be great for. It is such an amazing polar kind of day because of this very Virgo full moon, which is very practical reality, but it's also at a 0 degree of a karmic reset for this very Saturn Pisces energy. So we are resetting, rebuilding, getting into the very dreamy aspect. And at the same time, this level of Virgo and Saturn energy, which is Capricorn, of bigger and little, bigger and little. So that's kind of how it feels. Woohoo, woohoo.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And interesting, before I got on here today with you, as I was getting myself ready to come on, I was literally saying to myself, I said, this energy is so perfectly perfect for the health, fitness, and wellness industry. For all those personal trainers, nutritionists, life coaches, dietitians, this is perfect energy for every one of us to clear the old belief system regarding how we work with our clients and help our clients to reset their whole mindset about why they are exercising, why they are eating, why they are meditating, why they are drinking water, this whole reset. And I know for me, it's one of those things that I will definitely be doing. I have been doing for quite some time, but now I'm going to spread that word out there for all those, like I said, trainers, nutritionists, dietitians. This is an opportunity to really help our clients shift their mindset about this whole philosophy of health, fitness, and wellness.
Well, my Pisces loaded chart friend, how are you feeling today in all of this?
I am feeling fabulous. I really am. I'm feeling fabulous. I mean, as you know, I just had a birthday, and obviously I felt like somebody charged me. Like literally, you know how we put our cell phones and computers, plug them in to charge for 100%? I'm charged up. I'm excited. I'm very similar to you in reference to my nodes. My true node is Pisces. Obviously, my what is it? South node is Virgo. So I'm right there with you, feeling opposition. Yes, opposition, which is why you and I get along so well and have so much fun doing what we're doing. It's like I said when we got on. I feel like it's Christmas. I really feel like it's Christmas. I feel like I'm unwrapping something. I still haven't unwrapped it yet. I'm still opening it up, trying to, you know how they do those gifts where it's one box into another box into another, and you got to keep unwrapping. That's what I feel like today. I feel like there's something about you. Do like a 360.
Yeah, I was listening to another friend of mine who pulled some tarot cards. I posted it because those are the cards that she got. Something is ended, something is brand new. We have to do your solar return chart. And I'm 8th and 2nd house. Is that transformation and with value and stability. And that's what's going back and forth today. What am I transforming? What am I stability that I'm holding on to? And course, my Pisces is the second house. So there is a, if you happen to have your charts out, folks, where is Pisces? Where is Virgo on your charts? What are the players that are involved? And also, because of this Aries undercurrent, there is that it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Start. There's a big amount of Pisces or Aries energy underneath, and we continue with that Aries energy underneath all until the time it becomes the time of Aries. The only planet that will shift at that point have shifted before will be Venus into Taurus. Thank you. Because we're going to need that level of beauty and rulership that Venus is of Taurus to help stabilize us, to really help us step forth in those values. Especially that week. I think we should be on every day of that week, personally, Joanne, of the 19th, 20th, 21st, 22nd, 23rd.
That week. I haven't even written down on paper the energy of that week, because I'm like, oh my God, there's just so much energy leading up to that like, to even talk about that energy is like, oh my God. Because we have the sun entering Aries. We have the spring.
Well, first we start with Mercury that has speeded through Pisces.
That's right.
Starts on the 19th, enters Aries.
And the only reason why I forgot that is because it's not written down on my paper.
Yeah.
I totally forgot that. So that happens on the 19th.
On the 19th, yes.
Wow.
And then the 20th, as you know, is Sun in Aries, equinox, beginning of the astrological new year.
Yes.
I'm going to quiz her, everybody. And what's the 21st, Joanne?
You said the 21st a dozen times, and I never wrote it down. So I'm going to ask the teacher to give me the damn answer.
The new moon. It's the
new moon. Oh, that's
right.
It's the new moon, but there's something on the 22nd.
Oh, that's coming up. That's next. The 21st, and the new moon Eastern Standard Time is at 1:23. My numerology friend.
Did you just see that face?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yes, I'm writing that down now. I knew the new moon was on the 21st, but there's something else that's coming that I can't remember what it is. You've mentioned it in a handful of things.
So the 22nd is what's called the Heaven's Cross.
Thank you.
Affectionately also called the apocalypse. Now, remember, the word apocalypse just means integration of energy. The kind of taking over of the fact that it is this huge, so apocalyptic means newer integrations of energy. And what's really interesting is it is 11 years past the end of the Mayan calendar, which is Aquarian, which is, as you know, my numerology friend, explain 11.
Oh, 11 is the master healer. Hello, people.
Yes.
We are all, every one of us, whether we have that 11 in our energy or not, we are all master healers. We're healing something about ourselves. And those, of course, who carry the 11, such as my friend here, who's double 11, she's 1111. Mm-hmm. And I think you're born at
in the 11th hour of the day. Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, if she didn't get the hint the first time with the first two 11s, she definitely got the hint on the third 11. Mm-hmm. So we all have that 11 vibration of being the master healer in one way or another. So yes, go ahead.
And so it's 11 years past the end of the calendar. So it's the house of Aquarius. It's the house of the we. It is the house of setting up community. And also on that 22nd is Ramadan, the beginning of Ramadan, where 2/3 of the world will be in prayer, because the Muslim population it's a huge month long, but it is the beginning. It is the day of very important prayer. And so there'll be a group meditation happening. And the idea behind this Heaven's Cross is there's enough of a rise of consciousness that literally the soul and the body are more able, or beginning to be really able, to travel more amongst those other fields. So your work, Joanne, talking about letting go for trainers and everyone is really important, because it's embracing the divinity of the body as well, to carry that energy, to not serve so much as the fractalization of what it once was. Yeah. And that's nothing to do with astrology. That has to do with channels. And there's a big mass meditation out of Hawaii, and there's many things happening in that 22nd. Of course, that's 22.
Yes, that's another master number.
Yeah, and then on the 23rd is Pluto goes into Aquarius. And just to give you a perspective of how big that is, the last time Pluto was in Aquarius and also Saturn was in Pisces was when the Constitution of the United States was written and ratified. And Saturn was not at 0 degrees. And it will be at 0 degrees this time.
Which 0 degrees, for those who are not aware, is basically a reset.
A reset of karma. We have finished completing some things, and we are ready for the next karmic around our structures, karmic around the vision of what we're transforming.
Yeah.
So,
and for those of you who read books, because I always find this analogy to be really helpful. Think of it as you're reading a big book, and you're just about to finish that last couple of pages in that one chapter, and you're getting ready to move into the next chapter, because that's what this is about, shifting into a new chapter of our lives. We're all experiencing that karmic reset. We've completed a karmic cycle. So whatever that karmic cycle might look like, and you may not even be aware of what it is, know that we are getting ready to start something up that's new. And for me, that's exciting.
It is exciting. For some people, that is Pluto is the planet of making us look at our essence. And we are much more fearful of our essence and our potential. Saturn is the planet of potential than we tend to be of what we know. Change is the only constant we have. And yet, I think I said it last time, but I love the concept I heard recently of fear as a virus, as a dis-ease. And it is more about there's a learning in there. It's the transformation of it. And so it is an amazing period of this particular month. It was very funny. I found an astrologer, I should have posted it, who had written an article this morning. I just happened to come along, and he goes, I really want you to hear this. This is really, really, really big. Astrologers have been talking about this for a while. It's really, really, really big. Today, he literally said, excuse my French, this is about getting your shit together because it's all new, and so it's very amusing listening to this. And he goes, I know you don't want to believe it. This is not about, isn't this cool? This is just big, folks. It's just big. It may not move your whole mountain, but the mountain has moved. And all of a sudden you're going to turn and go, oh, it is a seismic shift.
Yes. It's definitely going to help us see things very differently, hear things very differently.
I'd love to share the kind of historic perspective. I did that of Pluto.
Sure,
and
go for it.
Of Saturn in Pisces. And by the way, Saturn is traveling with Jupiter, which it does every 60 years. And we are in that realm of Saturn traveling with Jupiter. So the last time Saturn and Jupiter in this last 120 years was the turn of the century, around 1905, 6, 7. And of course, that was a huge emphasis on technology. The Model T hit the lines, the national park system. So it's also about the bigger Pisces energy of that. Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the planet of spirit, the planet of uncovering. The planet is of beyond what we see, know, that our senses take in, or that we have the expression, the niggling. We know something's out there. And so that's the kind of, when you look at the culture of the turn of the century, it was exciting, it was new, it was, all of these innovations were taking place. Now, the next time Saturn was in Pisces was the Great Depression. And there were also things like the New Deal, the work camps, things that came forth to deal with that kind of restriction of flow to help things flow better for people. But the next time it was traveling with Jupiter was the 60s. Was the push against the establishment, the push of, I don't have to just accept this because that's how you did it. And that is an energy we are in again. And So that's really quite exciting. It's always about technology. It's always about pharmaceutical, body autonomy, and culture. And of course, religion as being part of culture because of Neptune's. So, in the turn of the century, hormones were discovered. We know about pharmaceuticals in the 60s. And so, there's just these patterns that occur. The other interesting player here is that the internet is in its Saturn return now.
Yes.
Yes. And so it's about a restructuring with the internet too.
Yeah, so I'm sure that's going to look very different for all of us.
Yes.
Yeah. Over time, if it's not already. Like I'm looking at the Facebook page right now, and I think I said this the last time we were on StreamYard streaming live, is that at least for my Facebook page, I can't share this out. Like I can't invite people. I can put in the comments and write people's names in the comments to invite them in, but like that little share button to share it out so people know we're here, can't do that. I'm like, this is weird.
Facebook has done some interesting updates. So things are shifting. One of the things Facebook added because I do daily reels was the hashtag button now keeps track. So you can use your old, but it also, once you hit it, it takes it off the list. That was nice. Now I used to be able to, like this morning, I noticed instead of 2023, I hit the 9. I do that often. I shared it. It used to be able to go in and edit at least the comment thing. Disappeared. Can no longer do that. So They have shifted something.
Yes, there's always something shifting between all these different platforms. It's interesting. It's fun. But the good thing is that we are live and it's on several platforms. So if no one's watching with us live right now, they can come back and they'll catch it out. I'll share it on the YouTube channel. I'll send that YouTube channel to your group, so those can hear this as well. Because there is so much. Oh my God, there's just so much going on today. And as I keep saying, I said this in my Zoom live earlier, where this energy that we're experiencing right now, to me, feels like this is like a once in a lifetime energy. This opportunity we're rebooting our body system, which means we also have we can reactivate how we feel about our body and all that's going on with our body. And this is like a once in a lifetime. I mean, once the moon moves away from Virgo, which is is it tomorrow or the next day?
I think it's tomorrow.
Yeah. So once that happens, this energy of that opposition between Virgo and Pisces, where the moon's in Virgo and Pisces, Saturn's going to stay in Pisces for a little while, but this energy between our actual body system is this once in a lifetime that we have today to utilize this energy. Of course, this energy is going to flow going forward, just because. But it's a once in a lifetime. This is an opportunity where we get to really reset anything and everything we want to reset regarding our body, how we fuel our body, how we think about our body, how we talk about our body, the connection we have with everything regarding our body.
Well, and it's a reset around service because it's Virgo. It is a reset about all of the systems: physical, mental, social, auric, spiritual,
our emotions as well.
Yeah. And we're part of this moon is very much about the pieces. What do I keep? What do I let go of? Am I building the picture I think I'm building by the pieces that I keep? And so in the meanwhile, you have, and it was very interesting to look at the other astrological things happening today, or really all the other astrological things not happening today. There's a whole list of negative or energies that are not in conversation with each other or in a flip-flop conversation with each other. And, our energy of expansion is not really seen today. Our energy of that Venus energy, beauty and value, is not really seen today. The energy of the sun and the energy of Neptune are in a flip-flop. So because of the Pisces, they are obviously stepping forward, but
Yes.
it's opposition, it's called.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then the energy of Mars, Gemini, how we communicate, and right now how it's helping us look at our beliefs, is in a resistance. So it's really not about that resistance is kind of holding the belief. So I'm not keeping this piece because I'm supposed to, and somebody told me it was value. It really is making me look at my values and kind of figure out, what am I keeping? What am I letting go of? What am I giving forgiveness about? And of course, what in gratitude for the fact that I'm given this opportunity to stop and to let go. I've had my intentions of Pisces and flow, and now I'm letting them go and trusting that the universe steps forward.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. And when you speak of Pisces, I mean, we have so much in Pisces. I mean,
Yes, we do.
at least for the next, next week and a half, we have 4 planets. We have the Sun, we have Mercury, we have Saturn now, and Neptune. Lots and lots. Did I miss one?
No, no, because we also have that level of Chiron going on too. I mean, of Aries going on too, because we've got Jupiter, we've got Venus, we've got.
Oh yeah, yeah, because we have a lot there too. Yes, exactly. So there's just that lot of energy. So when we think about, again, going back to our body, because again, our chakra system is also associated with our planets. So everything comes right back to the body in reference to how we are feeling. And like Kitty had said earlier on, when she woke up this morning, she was feeling a little heart palpitations going on, because there's a lot going on in our system. So yeah, you might be feeling like a little bit overwhelmed. You may be feeling your body might be in that space of like there's just too much energy flowing through, and that can create physical symptoms as well. Where I know for me, I feel like an energized bunny, but for somebody else, they might feel like this is a day where they need a nap. They need to be low. They need to keep themselves free of people, because there's a lot of energy. And then on top of that, if you get all these other people's energies playing, there's a lot going on.
Yeah. I'm a person that feels a little on the tired side, and Tuesday night is my late night, really. And a part of that is because I've got all this stuff happening in the house of transformation, which is shared with Leo about self. And that second house energy that is both Aquarian and Capricorn. So it is very much about the vision of that structure for me. And 2nd and 8th is about value. So it's kind of like, okay, let me just kind of get my head aligned for a minute.
And it's interesting because my 2nd house is quiet, nothing going on there. However, my 9th house on a different note, very different. I have the Sun, I have Venus, and then of course I have my true node there as well. So there's a lot going on in my 9th house.
Well, you're 9th and 3rd house though, aren't you today? Aren't those the houses being lit up? Because if your 9th is Pisces, right?
Yes.
So that makes it your 3rd house of communication.
Yes, although there's only one planet there.
That's all right. That's enough.
I know, and it's a big planet. I say that it's only one planet, but it's a big one because that's Pluto on that end of the world. So yeah, and yes.
And Pluto, that's sitting at the 29th degree of all of the lessons of Pluto, all of the lessons of Capricorn right now, because it is sitting at that 29th degree.
Yes. If I can add this based on my chart, with of course Pluto being in Virgo in the 3rd house, and this whole energy between Saturn and Pisces, I feel like it's finally giving me permission to really let go of the old way that I did personal training. Like, I really truly believe that today someone literally came over to me and said, hey, here's your papers. You don't have to do it that way anymore. You can now shout it out out onto the moon that this is the way you're doing this. And I feel like I have that permission to do that now. I don't have to hide it. Not that I was hiding it. I don't think I was ever hiding it. But I feel as though there's going to be more people, and not that I'm looking for approval or acceptance, but I feel as though there's going to be more people understanding and just wanting to learn more about what it is that I'm doing so they can do it too.
Well, you just told me a story before we came on. She had a test of that yesterday where somebody wanted her to do something she used to do and that she no longer uses as a tool because it limited. It wasn't really what she was going for in dealing with this person's body. And what a wonderful kind of example that was, where you just looked at them and said, no, we don't do that anymore. That's not what I'm training you to look at.
Exactly. So. And of course, from that particular client, there was a little resistance. Mm-hmm. And I looked at that resistance as an opportunity to give us some more insight in regards to why I don't do it that way anymore, why I don't use that particular tool, and why I use the tools that I use now. As I call it, my tools, the mystical medicine tools versus the 3D ways of doing what most personal trainers do when they work with clients.
Very full moon in Virgo. This is a tool I'm letting go of. And therefore, when I let go of this tool, I realize I have new tools to educate on why this is no longer a tool of mine.
Exactly.
So very, very, very full moon in Virgo, kind of letting go. Gratitude for that. I used to do that because I understood how people looked at that.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Forgive, meaning it has no more power that I'm going to do it that way. Like you said, I got my walking papers on that kind of stuff. So
exactly. I was literally given it. I really feel like someone handed me papers today and said, here, mm-hmm. You no longer have to do what you've been doing, and you could do it your way, And I feel like I'm getting a sense that there might be some other amazing opportunities that's going to open up for me doing what it is that I'm doing, which is going to allow me to really embrace this on a much larger scale than I wouldn't be able to do by myself. So I'll have a lovely conversation with the universe about that.
Well, it was interesting because another person today who she did a wonderful card pull, a person I follow who does works with spirit. As a matter of fact, I have her cards.
I believe we both are aware of her. You're welcome to mention her name.
Well, because I've got her cards anyway. Jeanette Biro.
Yes. I'm a fan of her.
This week she was the deck again, looking at tools, what works, what doesn't. She was called to use a tarot deck, Light Series tarot deck, which I don't know. I'm thinking about, because she said tarot, and it is true, is much more specific. And she said this energy is the specific energy. It is very Virgo. And so her message was very clear. We are letting go, and it is love that is coming through with these new tools in this big reset. And so, it couldn't be any more perfect than what we talked about. But again, our tools are here to help us. And that's part of this Virgo explanation is I'm letting go of things that I maybe have been using as a tool or a measurement in my life that no longer serve where I am and where I'm going.
Exactly. So what I would like to ask, and you may not know the answer to this, and you may, who knows, and we might both receive some information on it. In regards to those out there that may not quite be aligned with this energy yet, where they're not attuned to this, they're becoming curious, and they're just not realizing this powerful energy we have going. How are they possibly going to feel with all of this push-pull of like, okay, I need to let this go, but I don't know why? How are they going to feel about this?
I think it's exactly, if you're a Dr. Dolittle fan, the push me pull, the llama. And part of the message is be still. It will rise. If you don't know yet, it's because it's not the time to know. And that's part of the shift in this karmic reset. When we're talking about Saturn, we're talking about a constriction, a boundary. Saturn is the very human need for potential and for structure. And so the way in my class, I told people, you're getting a power washer, man. And water is very strong. It's emotional. It's strong. And what you're starting to do is point that power washer in a focus to be cleaning out. Mm-hmm. Anyone who's ever used a power washer knows going like this all over the place isn't effective.
No.
So yes, you may be feeling a push and a pull because you haven't figured out what it is that you're cleaning yet.
Yeah.
So, and it's pushing against what we know. And of course, that's not always our most comfortable position.
Exactly. And since we are shaking up our cards, one of my cards that came out, which I think is perfectly aligned, considering, again, yes, Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, higher education, higher education, higher wisdom. And I know I speak of higher education, I always speak of the higher spiritual wisdom that we can obtain as we move into our higher consciousness. Yes, you could definitely pick up a book. There's amazing books that you can pick up and learn about the stuff. In fact, Kitty and I are going to be doing something together very shortly regarding a book that's going to help us. And we'll talk about that at a different time. But higher education, higher wisdom, higher consciousness, be willing to expand the way you think, your critical thinking, and allow yourself to step out of your ego, so to speak, and allow yourself to be curious to know, like, okay, is there another way I can think about this besides the way I'm used to thinking about it?
Mm-hmm.
The pink energy, the high heart, is because we are feeling a lot of energy in our system, it is really important to honor what your body is feeling. So if you are feeling a little overwhelmed, a little anxious, a little like, oh my God, like what the hell's going on? Honor your body by resting today. Still yourself, quiet down, get out into nature. I always find that nature is a great way to sort of bring yourself back into balance, because when you're in nature, you sort of have all the elements around you to bring you back into balance.
And messages.
Yeah, that too. As the higher education, the messages we receive, whether we're receiving it through the sounds of the birds, the wind, the sun, and numbers, because when you're outside, you can't help but see numbers. I don't know about you guys. Every time I step outside, it's like numbers just literally fly at me. So I always get messages when I'm out there. 3 and 6. 3 is a representation of our Mercury energy, which is about how we are expressing ourselves. That 6 falls right in alignment with our full moon in Virgo, in reference to being able to organize and reset and allow yourself to let go of what you need to let go of. And that 9 energy is that transformation that we're all experiencing right now, transforming and completing something. We're literally all completing a cycle of some sort. So this is a really powerful one, tapping into that high heart. Everyone just put your hand on your high heart, just to calm yourself down and feel the energy.
There's the card that flew out. The heart chakra.
Yes. See,
and to go back to your question, another woman that I follow, Susan Kennard, and actually Intuition of the Soul is going to be doing her book at a book club. She often talks about just sometimes in that stillness, put your hands on your heart and listen. Ask, put the question in your heart, and then see what comes forward for you. So much is where all of these upper and lower chakras meet is that heart of the 7. And so that's the one that flew out. And then right behind it came the spirit card of crown chakra, receiving the inspiration, which is what this whole moon, what we're talking about, and setting up your boundaries around it. That is Saturn. This is Aquarius and Pluto. Yeah. So
I love the one with the hand, because when we speak of the hand, Pisces is associated with our hands and feet. So that's so perfectly aligned.
And it's receiving inspiration, and it's the crown chakra. So it's that Neptune energy of what comes is uncovered as a part of it. That's this one. And this one is setting your boundaries. It is, because that's part of what Virgo is asking us to do. And certainly Saturn is the planet of boundaries. It's asking us to constrict and figure out what the boundaries are so we can focus. So, the cards will give you hints.
Shall we guess what this card is?
Just the heart. I'm going to say the heart. Yeah.
Patience.
Yeah.
This,
it's
I
the
believe
heart
this
chakra.
song showed up earlier today too, in one of my lives that I did, because I think I did about 4 or 5 lives this morning. Yeah, because like I said, I'm an energized bunny right now. Now, lots to say, lots to express. So patience with yourself as you work on this reset. Just because we are resetting and we are setting new boundaries, does not mean that everything's gonna just change systematically and you're gonna get everything you're looking to have in your reality. Everything's gonna take a little time to come into process. So be patient with yourself, be patient with everyone else. That 4 energy perfectly aligned with the moon's energy, because the moon is the ruler of Cancer, which is about our home, our body, our family, our shelter, the work that we're here to do. So dropping down in that heart center to again come back into your heart. Find a balance, find a joy, find the gratitude, find the appreciation, find the laughter. Laughter, laughter, laughter. I mean, we're going to talk about healing. I forget who says it, but they say that laughter is key to healing. So if you can get yourself to laugh, that will help you heal.
And here's the next 2 cards that come up with that. Listen to your body.
Mm.
Look for the joy.
Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, and it is, when we get to the end of this incarnation and we thank our bodies for how it took us through, and it is pure light that we return to, and it's the light of joy and all of those things. And so what an amazing time, what an amazing day this is. I can see why you think it feels like Christmas.
Yes, it just really does. I feel like I should have my Christmas tree outside up and lit and ready. You know how on New Year's we go outside and we clap the pans together? Yeah, I feel like that's where we are right now.
Well, it was funny because I was talking to someone about the Pluto Saturn. I've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. And I was telling her about the internet. And I thought, maybe a great meditation sound, in this joy, in this connecting to this new energy is, let's go play that old internet connection sound, that. And for those who don't understand that, there was where you would wait and listen to all of these mechanical noises, and you waited for the one that went, and you knew you were connected. And so kind of putting that out there, and you know exactly what I mean. Now you would just sit there for quite a while waiting for that connection sound. And after a while you think, oh, that's going on a little bit too long. And then finally, and it would pop up. And so that's kind of she goes, you know what, that is a great way to think of, I'm connecting, and wait for that connection sound. So
Exactly. Yes. So I would say our cards today was really about the heart chakra. I think that's what seemed to show up a lot today, is the heart, and also being mindful that when we talk of Virgo energy, it's associated with the throat chakra. And when we talk about Pisces energy, it's associated with the sacral energy. So if anything, work on those 3 chakras today, if not all your chakras. And more importantly, to ground your energy, because there is a lot going on.
Right.
And there will be a lot going on, because this is only the beginning of this energy of March, the magic of March that we're all experiencing. And now, Kitty, is April Aries season? I know we have a lot going on at the end of March, but is April as intensified as March is? I mean, are we like...
here's the honest to God truth. I have been so hyper focused on March. Aries is carrying this forward, and this is the unfolding of it. So yes, it's going to have this energy, and that's something to really understand. The way I feel it, the way Joanne feels it, the way it's all very different. It has a lot to do with your own personal map. And the one thing that's kind of constant through all of this is, when you're talking about themes, is this heart and stillness, and knowing that it's already yours, it's already done for you, and kind of tapping into that so you can figure out your next right step for you. And April doesn't have as many. We do start some. Do we have our first? I think we have our first retrograde again in April, but I'm not 100% sure. Honestly, I have been so focused on March that
Yeah, I think our first retrograde is in Mercury, and I think that's on, I want to say April 16th, April, somewhere between April 16th or 19th. I think that's when that takes place.
Right. And because that's the other thing is not only are every planet direct, but all of these are really big shifting energies, very strong planets that stay. Saturn stays 3 years. Pluto's going to stay till 2043, 44, depending. So
that long?
It's that long. It's 20 years. Yes.
Oh my God. I thought it was 7. Where did I get 7? Is there ever 7 for Pluto, or Pluto is really that long?
Well, that's a good point. Pluto is longer in some because of its orbit.
Oh, okay.
But it's never as short as 7, no.
Oh, okay.
I think it's like 17 is.
All right. Alrighty.
So
theoretically, when we think about it, Pluto will stay in Aquarius, you said, for how many years?
Till 2043.
And then it will move into Pisces at that time.
Yes.
After that, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So how old will we both be at that point when Pluto moves into Pisces?
I will be 72, 73, depending.
All right. Well, just by knowing that Kitty's going to be 70-something, knows that I'm going to be here as well because I'm a little younger than she. So I get to experience the Pluto Pisces energy. That should be interesting.
Yes, the Pluto Pisces energy will be interesting. Because again, Pisces, just like Saturn is experiencing, is the end of the cycle also.
Yeah.
It's the end of the trip around the astrological wheel. And so it's all the lessons of that time.
Yes.
So.
Well, that's something to look forward to in like 40 years from now when Pluto enters Pisces.
You know what? That's really an important point, though, as much as she's laughing about it. I'm going to put my Saturn face on. Saturn's always serious. Is it really is important, how this energy is affecting you, to manifest, to pay attention to it in a way that holds it in an expanded understanding. And what that means is if I find it to be a bummer, it will multiply being a bummer. If I find it to be a pain in my neck, it will multiply being a pain in my neck. If
not only will it multiply pain in your neck, not only will it multiply being a pain in the neck, but you'll actually experience a pain in the neck.
If I look at it as very curious and joyful, I will multiply curiosity and joyfulness.
Yes.
So that is the reality of this new shift. It's always been our reality, but we're becoming much more aware of that. So
yes, because we're all becoming more sensitive and curious to what else is there.
Mm-hmm.
There's something more than what it is right now. There's gotta be. And because there's gotta be, we're curious to know what it is. So, we go into that curious mind.
Yes.
Curious mind. Yes.
Very curious mind. So anyway, it has been, as always, a pleasure.
Let them know how they can reach you.
Well, I'm on here often enough. You can reach me at Intuition of the Soul on a Facebook, free private Facebook group. We are actually starting up our programs again. I'm very excited about that. And we do book clubs, and anyone who joins who has a profession, is in a spiritual business, and wants to share their expertise is welcome to share it on Intuition of the Soul. And so that you can reach me via that. You can reach me on Messenger at Kitty Butewig Foss, or you can reach me, send me a message through. There's Optimize. I will get my website up, though. I will.
You've got an email strolling on the bottom. You can
there is intuitionofthesoul11@gmail.com.
Probably the easier way to reach her. If you have any questions, comments, or you want to participate in any of the different events she has, email her. The same for me. My email strolling right on the bottom. And I just want to put it out there. Anyone who's interested in coming and joining us tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, Wednesday on March 8th at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. It's our miracle and mystical, what is it? Miracle and, I don't even know the damn name of our group. That is just so darn funny. Miracle and Mystical Medicine Psychic Club. One day I'm going to get that together because I'm the one that friggin' named it. Long name again, people. Remember, I always give things really long names. But come join us. And if you want to participate in that, email and I'll give you all the information, the Zoom link and etc. that you can come join us for that. We have an amazing speaker coming in who's going to be speaking about navigating through changes. And that's what we're all going to be doing. We're navigating through some changes, liking it or not.
Pluto is the planet of change, planet of transformation.
Yes. So until next time, Kitty and I will come back and play some more and provide you with some comedy, some insight, because anytime the two of us get together, it's all about comedy.
We have joy. We laugh.
You have to laugh. But till then, enjoy. And again, happy full moon in Virgo and this beautiful Saturn in Pisces. Bye-bye for now.